Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Mod, aka the Mappa Justice, bringing my PCL D-League Season 1 Week 10 Wi-Fi battle versus Platinum Howler, coach of the Coquitlam Red Gyarados. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Now, quick breakdown of the playoff picture as far as the Gold Conference is concerned at this point. So Platinum Howler and I are both clinched for playoffs. Literally the only reason why this match matters is the winner of this match gets a bye going into playoffs. So the loser would have to face either Aaron 2420 or Lieutenant Gold. Basically for Lieutenant Gold to make it, he has to have Ditto beat Aaron, and Lieutenant Gold needs to beat Love, coach of the Atlanta Aerodactyls, with a fairly wide margin. So, otherwise, Aaron makes it, but in any case, quick breakdown of the team that I brought. I have a Choice Scarf Garchomp with Earthquake, Dual Chop, Dragon Claw, Poison Jab. Dual Chop is specifically in case he has in case he breeds the Excelgor, which obviously he did, because I was really afraid of him, just trying to spike stack me. So, Dual Chop with my EV spread will actually guarantee Oko it through its Focus Sash, and obviously because I'm Choice Scarf, I'll outspeed it unless he is also Choice Scarf. And then next up, I have a fairly speedy Tentacle with Knockoff to help try to deal with the Drapion. Basically the idea is that unless Drapion is Choice Scarf, I outspeed it and I can knock off a potential Shed Shell or Shukaberry, which means that Dugtrio can freely come in and trap it, and in the event that he is actually faster than me and he is Choice Scarf, then my Dugtrio will still be able to outspeed it because Dugtrio is also Choice Scarf, just because Edgequake is a really solid coverage against his entire team. Earthquake helps me deal with the Tapu Koko and basically everything on his roster except for the Serena and the Latios. Even Excelgor is going to take a ton from an Earthquake. But basically the idea behind those is once I get rid of Drapion, Calm Mind Meloetta with Z Thunderbolt actually goes in against him. He doesn't really have too many good electric resist outside of, say, Latios and the Serena, which I'm packing Shadow Ball and Psychic for respectively. And then I also have a standard Life Orb Weavile. It hits his team fairly decently hard. And then my last one is a physically defensive Rocky Helmet Wigglytuff with Wish Protect, Thunder Wave, and Dazzling Gleam. I felt like being able to pass wishes around the team was very nice in this matchup. But, so basically, as I said, if I see the Excelgor, I am leading off with my Garchomp, because if he leads off with it, I need to get rid of it before it can start spike stacking me. We're going to challenge my boy Platinum Howler, as he leads off with his Tapu Koko. At this point, I kind of figured that there's not really much counterplay that I have for this if he's Shukaberry, so I just want to try to pop that potential Shukaberry immediately. But as we're going to see turn 1, he outspeeds me, so this is a Choice Scarf Tapu Koko, which is very good to know. Another thing that's very good to know is while I was running Calcs, I found out because of the U-turn damage that he has a max attack Tapu Koko, so very good information to know. He's going to U-turn out into the Heatran on the predicted Earthquake. Good play on him. At this point, I kind of basically have to go into my Tentacle, which is my only good fire resist. Obviously, I'm locked into Earthquake and he has an air balloon, so I can't do anything to it. As he's going to be able to get up his rocks. Now, at this point, I just decided I'm just going to fire off a Scald. Because basically, if he had Earth Power, because I don't have a whole lot of bulk, he would have been able to KO me, and I didn't want to mess around with that threat. So I just decided to fire off a Scald as he goes into Serena, and I managed to get the burn. And this is going to be pretty crucial this match, just because this Serena is for the most part neutered against me. But at this point, I just decided I'm going to go out into my Wigglytuff, trying to figure out what this thing's what this thing's gonna want to try to do. I frisked the Yachty Berry, so I guess this was kind of meant to act as a Weavile lure. The Power Whip misses, which, I mean, he was burnt. I'm Fizz Def. I was going to eat it anyways. Next turn, he fires off a U-turn as I go for the Dazzling Gleam as he goes into his Drapion. Dazzling Gleam does a fair amount of, so I'm betting that... So, this was actually kind of a misplay on my end. Judging by the Dazzling Gleam damage, I found out that he is actually an incredibly offensive Drapion, and at this point, I'm just like, I do not want to take a poison jab, so I go hard into my Garchomp. Platinum Howler, of course, reads this, it goes for the Ice Vein, and Austin, aka Garchomp the God, manages to somehow live on 1 HP. Now, at this point, I could have easily clicked Earthquake. Again, I guess this was a misplay, but I decided to fire off a Dual Chop because I didn't think that this thing was going to want to take an Earthquake. Even if he shook a berry, I'm pretty sure it would have killed from that range, but I could be mistaken. But basically, he goes for the Earthquake, which reveals that he's not a Choice Scarf, and at this point, it doesn't matter what item he is. Unless he uses Shed Shell, Dugtrio is going to be able to come in and revenge kill. So, 1 kill for Dougie. Here we go. Alright. So, the Drapion goes down. At this point, he goes out into his Latios, I think? Yeah, his Mega Latios. At this point, he doesn't know that I'm Choice Locked, but, you know, obviously I am, and I can't Earthquake a Levitating Mon. So, I decide I'm just going to go out into my best Draco Meteor switch in and go out into my Wigglytuff as he doubles out into Excelgor, which I thought was pretty interesting, but at this point I wanted to scout for potential choice specs. He fires off a Sludge Bomb. At this point I figure, okay, there's a chance that he's locked into Sludge Bomb, so I'm going to go out to my Tentacool, which should easily be able to eat a hit from this thing, as we're going to see that he's actually a Life Orb Excelgor. At this point, I think I'd go for the Rapid Spin just to try to get my rocks away, as he goes out into his Tapu Koko. Again, really good read, but it was kind of risky, because, like, oh wait, no, I fired off my T-Spikes. But, I thought it was kind of risky for him to go hard into his Tapu Koko, which, at this point, I know is physical, when I have already revealed Scald. So, like, if I fired off a Scald that turn and I got the burn, then that would have been a massive problem for him. But, you know, props to him for making that read, but in any case, I get off the T-Spikes, I do not want to stay in, so I go out into my Wigglytuff, kind of as a sack. He goes for the Wild Charge, and I know he's Choice Scarf. I decide I'm just going to fire off a Wish right now, because there's no way that he's going to stay in. Tapu Koko is way too big of a threat against me, and if he kills me with Wild Charge, I can easily go out into my Dugtrio and trap it. He goes out to his Heat Train on the Wish as I go for the Protect, try to get some recovery back. He goes for the Roar, which brings me out to my Weavile, which is kind of problematic because this Weavile can't really touch this Heat Train too well. So, obviously, Rock's damage is going to be negated by Wigglytuff's Wish, as at this point I go out into my Tentacool, as he fires off a Lava Plume, which isn't going to do a whole lot. It's resisted, and, you know, Tentacool is good Spinef. Gonna get you a little Black Sun for recovery back, all nice and dandy. At this point, I think is when I go for the Rapid Spin to get away Rocks. It doesn't really do much, but it doesn't matter because I managed to pop his Air Balloon as he goes for the Earth Power, which somehow I'm actually going to narrowly be able to live. And at this point, I just decide I'm just going to sack off my Tentacool, just to try to get some damage off on this thing, because obviously once Tentacool goes down, I can go out into my Dugtrio. His air balloon is popped, so I'm going to be able to reliably revenge kill this thing. Which kind of does open up the door a little bit for Meloetta, means that Psychic is a little bit more free. I still have to be careful about the Mega Latios. Mega Latios can actually pretty easily sweep me at this point, so it's pretty scary. I get the kill, he goes on to his Serena. I do not want to stay in, so I switch back out into my... Basically, now I finally decide to sack my Wigglytuff, as he's going to be able to fire off a Rapid Spin, which even at my little amount of HP because of the burn, I actually eat that. And I'm able to get a little bit more Rocky Helmet damage off on him. He goes for the high jump kick, which obviously that's going to be able to knock me out. And at this point, once again, I kind of make a little bit of a misplay. I decide that basically for Meloetta to put in work, this is the best thing for me to set up on, right? So I just decide to fire off a Calm Mind. I kind of needed to so that I could break through Latios, especially if it's a Calm Mind variant. But basically, and you guys are going to see why exactly this matters, he's going to fire off the U-turn as he is going to go out to his Tapu Koko. Basically what's going to happen is, I know that I can guarantee any one U-turn. He can't go for Wild Charge, because again, I still have my Dugtrio on the back that would then be able to trap and kill this thing. U-turn will not kill me, and I'm going to be able to get a kill. But basically, what I'm saying is that if I killed the Serena immediately, he wouldn't have had this set. So basically, it would have forced him into a more precarious situation, depending on what his Mega Latios set was, of course. He's going to go back out to his Tapu Koko. Once again, it's going to U-turn, which this time is going to be able to knock me out. Which is kind of unfortunate. At this point, it's Weavile and Dougie against the world. He's going to go out into his Excelgor, which I know that it's not Focus Sash, so basically I need to go out into my Dugtrio and click Stone Edge and hope I connect. Luckily, I am able to connect, and I'm able to get the kill. And then basically, he's going to go out into his Latios, which can very easily take a Stone Edge, of course. Because at this point, he knows that I'm Toy Lock. He knows I'm scarfed into Stone Edge. He's going to go out to his Latios, Mega Evolve. I go for the Stone Edge, which unfortunately misses as he gets a Tailwind off. Now, this is kind of big, because basically what happened is, had I connect that right, I would have been able to just sack my Dugtrio at that point, and Weavile would have been able to put in work, and potentially beat this and the Tapu Koko. But basically, I need to keep Dugtrio around to help to deal with the Tapu Koko. So I go hard into the Weavile. Basically, he fires off a Side Shock, which it looks like a read, but it really wasn't. I'm gonna go for the Ice Shard as he fires off a Draco Meteor, which is the only thing that can kill me at this point. And basically, what I have to hope and pray at this point, because he's -2, outside of a crit, I do not die, and Stone Edge would potentially be able to sweep through. But unfortunately, he got a crit on the Psyshock. So it was kind of a pain, but I mean, there were definitely multiple points where I could have definitely played a lot better. Biggest thing is, had I not calm-minded with the Meloetta, I would have been able to just keep that HP, and at that point, he would have been down to, well, actually, he could have still gone Excelgor and Bug Buzzed, but, okay, well, in any case, unfortunately, we lose this game. So because of this, Platinum Howler is going to get the bye, and spoiler alert, Dorian managed to clinch the last, or Lieutenant Gold managed to clinch the last spot in the playoffs in the Gold Conference. So, in the Gold Conference in round 1, we're going to be facing off Lieutenant Gold. Oh, the irony. But in any case, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you guys next week with my battle against Lieutenant Gold. So, peace out, guys.